Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Showers this morning, very scattered in our part of the country, but look at all that snow off toward the northeast in New England. I'll have your travel outlook ahead of Christmas Day coming up in a few minutes.
And a mother's message to Durham police.
I want them to do their job, to find out who killed my son.
Where an investigation stands more than 8 months after a Durham man was shot and killed, and the push for justice from his family.
Plus, getting behind the wheel. People are hitting the road as that clock counts toward Christmas. What people need to know before they plan their drive today. Spoiler alert, it's only going to get busier out there, so if you need to leave, do it right now. Just looking out for you. Thanks for joining us this morning on WRAL News and Fox 50. I'm Chris Lovingood.
I'm Kelsey Coffey. Chris, we know that we got a lot of folks that are hitting the road pretty soon. What's that weather going to look like for their drive?
You know, it's nothing that's really going to put any big delay on your drive, whether it's into work or heading out of town, but just a few showers that have made things damp in downtown Warrenton. Rain right now is very scattered in parts of the triangle, really right along the Franklin-Nash, Wake County line. So areas like Zebulon, just a brief shower. Again, nothing that's going to make you terribly late. Most of our rain is actually starting to move out of the area. So as we get close to midday, this is when we'll start to see temperatures rising about 50 degrees by 11 a.m. By 1 p.m. should be in the upper 50s. So it's been a cool start to the week. Just a few sprinkles today, maybe a stray shower chance toward the Virginia state line on Christmas Day. But things really starting to warm up, and that's been the main story for the last few days. Fayetteville 73 Christmas Day, Raleigh 69 degrees, Wilmington and Charlotte in the low 70s as well.
We're also keeping an eye on the traffic situation as we're giving you a look at I-40 and Airport Boulevard right now. Still seeing plenty of cars out there, and it's going to be this way and possibly even more so as the morning progresses. We're going to check in with Ali Kadabar in just a bit to break down what you need to know before you head out for your commute. All right, let's take a look at a story that's been developing overnight. Firefighters at a house fire in Wake Forest. This was from this morning. The video you're seeing is from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker on Winter Jasmine Lane. That fire started just before 2:30 this morning, and we spoke with the homeowner. They say everyone is okay. And so WRAL is working to learn what started that fire.
And a motorcyclist is seriously hurt after a crash in Johnston County. It happened on US 301 at Oak Grove Road near Micro. Investigators at that scene say the crash happened when a pickup truck pulled in front of the motorcycle at the intersection. We're working to get an update on the motorcyclist's condition and whether any charges were filed. A Durham family is demanding justice months after a young man was murdered. John Riggins was found shot in his car back in April. His car was found near the intersection of Courtland Drive and Brighton Road. This was just a few houses down from where he lived. We spoke with Riggins' mother. She says he was a genuine person who loved music. She says her son deserves justice.
And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make it happen. I just want whoever did this to know that you haven't gotten away, not for good.
We asked Durham police if there have been any arrests and if Riggins was believed to be the target of this shooting. The department says they do not have any more details to provide right now as they investigate.
All right, we've been talking about the road situation outside. Let's check back in with WRAL's Ali Kadabar. She's been driving on the roads. She also at one point stopped over at Sheetz to talk a little bit about what you should know before you head out and drive. And looks like there's still plenty amount of people there at the gas station, Ali.
Yes, and luckily it stopped raining on us, or sprinkling on us. We are seeing travelers fill up their tanks before either going to RDU, which is just up the road, or hitting the roads for holiday travel. Now, AAA predicts about 3.3 million travelers on the roads in North Carolina. This weekend is expected to be the busiest. AAA recommends starting your road trip before 10 a.m. and after 8 at night. We spoke with a traveler from Havelock, North Carolina. She woke up extra early this morning. She's traveling with her kids. She says she gave herself plenty of time to make it to her flight at 9 a.m.
My morning started at 3 a.m. and I got up, got myself dressed. I got two broke besties in here. I got them dressed, got all my luggage and everything ready, and I headed out of Havelock, North Carolina. So I left 4:30 this morning.
That is an early morning. We all know that here on the morning crew, but we do know that she made it here. She gave herself plenty of time. She didn't hit any delays, and hopefully that's what we're going to see throughout the morning. But we do know that traffic is expected to pick up throughout the day, as this is a busy holiday travel period. Reporting live in Wake County, Allie Cadlebar, WRAL News.
In terms of gas prices, according to AAA, the cost of gas in Raleigh is about $2.78, and Wilmington $2.73, and over in Charlotte $2.63. Happening today, the Durham Rescue Mission is hosting its 48th annual Christmas Community Dinner and Toy Giveaway. The Rescue Mission is expecting between 500 and 600 people to volunteer, and what you're seeing right now is a live look at some volunteers. They're in the process of making sure that the people in our area who need food get it. The vice president of the Durham Rescue Mission says the outpouring of help, it is so heartwarming.
Very few places in our society today do you see people of all different walks of life coming together for a common goal. And that's the beautiful thing about this.
That common goal, goodwill to others. Today's event will include a free traditional Christmas dinner and a clothing and grocery distribution. There's also going to be a giveaway and carnival games for kids and families. The event will be at the Durham Rescue Mission on East Main Street from 11 a.m. to 2.
And a Hope Mills family is mourning the loss of their 18-year-old daughter after she was killed in a house fire. People who know that family are speaking with us about navigating this difficult time. The fire happened on December 11th on Excesto Lane. Brooke Carpenter was trapped in the home during the fire. Firefighters found her unconscious, and she died 4 days later in the hospital. Diana Simmons knew Carpenter since she was a little girl. She says Carpenter leaves behind a heartbroken fiance and a family without a home, struggling to work things out.
I know the kids are devastated, the siblings are devastated, and anytime you mention her to her grandmother or dad, they just break down.
The cause of this fire is being investigated. Information on how you can help the family is in our web article on WRAL.com. 3
teenagers are now charged with murder in connection to the death of a 13-year-old in Goldsboro. Jalea Toon was shot and killed over the weekend, and Goldsboro police say a 15-year-old and 2 16-year-olds are charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy. Court documents identify the 16-year-old suspects as Jair Smith and Josh Jordan, but we're still working to learn a possible motive for that shooting. And a murder suspect is in jail this morning after being arrested locally yesterday. SBI agents found Marvin Watkins in Tarboro, and he was wanted for murder out of Charlotte. Agents are working, though, on moving him back to the area.
A controversial CBS 60 Minutes piece about El Salvador's Secot prison is reaching a worldwide audience, despite it being pulled in the U.S. This episode was removed from the Sunday's lineup after CBS said the story needed more reporting. The correspondent working on the story countered and said that it was legally and editorially vetted, and all government agencies involved were invited to participate but declined or did not respond. However, the segment did stream on global TV for Canadian audiences. Viewers instantly shared clips and summaries online. CBS did not immediately respond to media's request for comment.
Cary's interim town manager says he is paving a path forward after the turmoil over the last few weeks. Russ Overton took over the job last week, and he stepped in days after Sean Stiegel resigned from that position. Stiegel's departure happened after questions began surfacing about inappropriate spending. Overton recognizes trust has been broken with town residents, and he is vowing to earn it back.
It's not earned quickly. It'll be over time. So hopefully they'll come in and be part of neighborhood meetings and district meetings and all of these things that we'll have. And I think it's important to council in the actions that they show for their constituents. That's how you earn back that trust.
Overton says there will be an internal review of the town, and it's expected to highlight changes leadership's plan to make to policies and procedures to prevent mismanagement from happening again. And he's striving to be even more transparent with the council, staff, and the people who live there. Your time is 8:09 this morning. Under investigation, federal investigators are looking into safety protocols at Brown University after a deadly mass shooting. What the school is saying after people were killed there.
And flooding out west, heavy rain is threatening millions in California. A look at how this is affecting people across the state.
And meanwhile, across our state, looking very warm on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We're going to show you what's causing this warm up behind me and when we see winter making a more long-lasting comeback. Coming up.
We do have a look at your winning Powerball numbers: 3, 18, 36, 41, 54. Powerball 7, multipliers 2. No jackpot winner last night, which means tomorrow's drawing is now worth more than $1.7 billion.
8:12 this morning, a live look over Zebulon, where it's a little on the damp side this morning. That's one part of Wake County that's just dealing with a quick hitting shower. It is in and out of here pretty quickly. You notice that in the southern part of Nash and Franklin counties as well. Behind that, maybe a stray shower as you see up toward parts of Caswell counties, but that's really going to be the last of it for the day today. Midday temperatures will be in the low to mid 50s, mostly cloudy, and then heading into the afternoon, gradual clearing in the sky and temperatures making it into the upper 50s and lower 60s. So this is really the start of our warming trend that's going to take us into Christmas Day. And with that, you got to have a little bit of fun. Christmas, Florida near 80 degrees. Santa Claus, Indiana at 70 degrees. Meanwhile, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania in the 30s. We'll get a little taste of some of that colder air. We'll show you when, coming up in a few minutes.
We do want to give you a look at the traffic right now at I-87 and Smithfield Road. Plenty of people are waking up. They're heading out because they understand it is the morning that is the prime time to get out if you're trying to head on the road or out to the airport. So keep that in mind and just keep you informed. We're going to make sure that we're giving you any important traffic updates you need to know on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
A U.S. defense official has confirmed another strike on a vessel in the Pacific Ocean, killing one person. Officials say the strike was on a low-profile vessel that was being used by a designated terrorist organization. Intelligence indicated that the boat was traveling along known narco-trafficking routes in the eastern Pacific. No U.S. military personnel were injured. Meanwhile, the U.S. Navy will be receiving a new fleet of updated battleships. President Donald Trump has announced a new category of military vessels to replace what he called an old, tired, and obsolete fleet. The announcement was alongside the Secretaries of Defense and State. The president says these vessels will help maintain U.S. military supremacy and boost the shipbuilding industry.
We just wanted peace through strength. Hopefully we never have to use them, but there will never be anything built like these. Think of it, those battleships are incredible. These have 100 times the power. Renderings of what we're doing.
The president says the Navy will build 2 ships initially, followed by another 8.
The U.S. Department of Education plans to review safety protocols at Brown University, and this is because of that deadly mass shooting weeks ago. 2 students were killed and 9 others were injured. And now the DOE says it will investigate whether the school violated the Clery Act. That law requires universities meet certain campus safety and security requirements to receive federal aid. In response to the shooting, Brown University placed its police chief on leave while the school is reviewing its response to that shooting. The university is also working on enhanced security measures.
A book of condolences is now in place at the state capitol for people to sign in memory of former Governor Jim Hunt. People can sign at any point between now and January 2nd. The Capitol will be open 9 to 5 each day except for Christmas and New Year's Day. Flags are currently flying at half staff. They'll stay that way through Friday when Hunt's funeral is scheduled.
Construction is moving along at a new park in Wake County. What you're seeing is a view from high up showing progress at Eagles Landing Park in Holly Springs. The finished project will have an indoor rec center, pickleball courts, trails, and fishing piers, and the town expects it to be fully open in 2027. Also happening in Wake County, it's expanding its preservation efforts. The Freeman Garcia Farm is now part of the county's farmland preservation program. It's located just outside Roseville, if you're familiar. The designation means the 28-acre plot of land is protected from future development. 5 other farms have that same protection, too.
Okay, now with only just a couple of days until Christmas, people are getting their last-minute shopping done. WRAL caught up with several shoppers at the Village District yesterday as they were checking people off their list. But looming over the holiday spirit, higher prices. One couple told us they've definitely noticed the impact of inflation.
I just picked up a t-shirt for $50 and was like, absolutely not.
Hurts a little bit more this year with the holiday shopping. Yeah, it's definitely... The expenses are adding up, but you don't want to leave anybody hanging either. So you got to get them something, but it's a little different this year.
All right, time is a ticking. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, so if you want to get your shopping done before many stores start to close, you do have a little bit of time. We have a list of all of the stores that are open on Christmas. Head to WRAL.com to see where you can shop.
The Wilson County Sheriff's Office is helping to spread holiday cheer to seniors in the community. Deputies delivered gifts to 130 of them yesterday. It's an annual program the Wilson County Senior Activity Center puts on. And it's also a festive start to the week at hospitals locally. Look at these adorable photos right here on your screen. Both UNC Health and WakeMed decked out their NICU babies in festive holiday outfits. This is something special that the hospitals do for parents whose children are not able to go home just yet. Any babies who are born prematurely can spend days or even months in the NICU for extra care.
And there's still time to donate to our annual Coats for the Children drive. Last week, we brought in our donation total to more than $136,000. You can still donate coats to your local Jiffy Lube or give by going to WRAL.com. We will continue to take donations through December 31st to make sure every child has a coat to keep warm this winter.
Well, the Colts' playoff hopes took a big hit last night. They took on the 49ers at home on ESPN, but it was the 49ers who were victorious. Quarterback Brock Purdy threw a career-high 5 touchdowns as San Francisco won 48-27. Phillip Rivers threw 2 touchdowns for the Colts in his second game of retirement, out of retirement.
The Carolina Panthers have a big game this weekend as they try to make the playoffs. They'll host the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday. The Panthers are in good shape for the playoffs after beating Tampa Bay this past weekend. Their head coach says the team has to keep moving forward.
All of these reps are so valuable. Every series, as we continue to grow together as a team, every series matters as we're trying to develop our schemes and our concepts and make sure that we go into each week with that, and then so that we can learn the lessons so that we can take the next step when the Bucs week comes on. But all of our focus has to be right here, right now on the Seahawks.
All right, now if the Panthers can beat the Seahawks on Sunday and Tampa Bay loses to Miami, the Panthers will clinch a playoff spot. Kickoff for Sunday's game is set for 1 o'clock at Bank of America Stadium. And here in the WRAL Live Center, we know a lot of you are getting ready to travel to your holiday destinations. This is a live look at RDU this morning. Things not looking too bad. I have been checking FlightAware all morning long. Kelsey Coffey has also been on top of this. Right now, we are only seeing 854 delays total, 56 cancellations within the U.S. And, of course, a little closer to home. Everybody wants to know what's happening at RDU. 10 delays, no cancellations. We have not seen any cancellations so far this morning. I know that number of delays earlier was 5, so that has doubled to 10 so far this morning. Always a good idea to check your flight before you head out the door. Looking across the country at the misery map, you can see the green and the blue shaded area in the northeast. That is that weather system that we've been talking about all morning long. New York City dealing with 77 delays and 6 cancellations right now. Down in D.C., 16 delays and 1 cancellation. And in Boston, 9 delayed, no cancellations so far there this morning. And down here in Charlotte, 6 delays there. But again, we tell you all the time, make sure you check your flight before you head out the door. Another area of concern we're seeing is over in California, San Francisco, 5 delays. And I know, Chris, you have a story on some flooding out there as well.
Well, Michelle, we're talking about at least one person who's died as a result from the flash flooding over in Redding, California. And now other parts of that state are at risk, including LA County. Much of central California is under a flood watch until Friday. And this flooding is being brought on by what's called an atmospheric river, and that is creating torrential downpours. Now, you may be wondering, why in the world are we watching that all the way from over here? It is so important that you are informed on what is happening weather-wise across our country, because this is something that is very severe that's affecting California right now.
And during this time, right, when people have travels out there, we have a lot of transplants in the area. I'm one of them. Michelle is too. Not just from New York, not just from Pittsburgh, but also from the West Coast. We've seen an increasing number of folks coming in from there. So you do have this extreme risk of flooding near Los Angeles. That is going to be one of those things to watch for on Christmas Eve. Back here at home, however, no flood risk, nothing like that. A stray sprinkle over downtown Raleigh, a few other showers moving toward Rocky Mount. This is going to be very quick hitting, not that much of an inconvenience on your plans for today. So here we go with Futurecast, and it shows that little batch of rain that's moving through. Maybe a stray shower behind it, hence a 20% chance that will carry up until about midday. After 1 p.m., a gradual clearing in the sky. We'll start to see a mostly sunny to partly cloudy sky late afternoon afternoon into the early evening hours. It's not necessarily that way right now in Zebulon, where it's starting out pretty damp. It's cool as well, with temperatures running in the 40s. Roxborough's at 45, Holly Springs 43, Fayetteville's at 41, nice and dry this morning. Durham and Cary at 42 so far on your Tuesday. Improving temperatures, especially if you like it mild, this afternoon, 58 to 62 degrees across the board, with warmer weather on the way heading into Christmas Day. Starts out really this evening. If you plan on checking out some Christmas lights, you don't need the puffy coat, the hats, the gloves, nothing like that. Temperatures will be in the 50s through the evening, with highs in the upper 60s Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Very warm for this time of year. Brief dip in temperatures by Friday, then temperatures climb again Saturday and Sunday ahead of this front. That will bring us some rain Sunday night, and then temperatures drop off big time heading into early next week. A lot of ebbs and flows in our weather. That's typically the case. It's just that this is definitely under the magnifying glass. So 65 to 70 tomorrow and Christmas Day. Much cooler Friday. Highs near 70 for the weekend. Then 20s first thing Tuesday morning.
And keeping an eye out on the busy roadways. This is I-40 at Carytown Boulevard as folks are headed out to their holiday travel destinations. We'll be sure to keep you updated.
Your time is 8:23. We're talking about costly gifts. Some items may come with sneaky pricing. The warning from 5 on your side you should consider.
And weight loss pills, the first non-injection GLP is approved. What we know about the new medication.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Hey there, your time now is 8:26. I'm Kelsey Coffey. Here's meteorologist Chris Michaels.
And Kelsey, this morning starting out with the clouds behind you and some showers, currently moving into areas like Rocky Mount and just north of Wilson. Stray shower again around Four Oaks, Dunn, and Benson, and just another little shower around Roxborough. These are not going to cause any kind of major problems as you make your way out the door on this Tuesday. Midday temperatures make it into the low to mid 50s. We're in the upper 50s and lower 60s this afternoon, with even warmer weather on tap for Christmas Day and a big cool down that takes us closer to New Year's Eve. We'll show you what's causing that and help you plan for the rest of the holiday weekend over on Fox 50.
Let's give you a live look now at I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road, where we know that folks are hitting the road for their holiday travel. Not too much for you to worry about so far. Be sure to tune into us on the radio, 101.5 HD3. A motorcyclist is seriously hurt after a crash in Johnston County. It happened on US 301 near Micro. Investigators say the crash happened when a pickup truck pulled in front of that motorcycle. We're working to get an update on the motorcyclist's condition. And happening now at the Durham Rescue Mission, final preparations for today's Christmas community dinner and toy giveaway. There will also be grocery and clothing giveaways, as well as carnival games for kids and families. Next on Fox 50, what you need to know before you hit the road for the holidays. And coming up on today, a look at one of the largest and longest running architectural projects in the world.
Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
Showers now are a lot more isolated and plan to stay that way for the rest of the morning. But winter weather continues in parts of the Northeast and New England. We'll keep an eye on travel delays coming up.
Wake Forest fire. The WRAL breaking news tracker captured this video of a home burning this morning. What we know so far as investigators work to determine the cause.
Plus, watching the road, our teams are out keeping an eye on traffic this morning. What you should know as that holiday travel begins to pick up. And I'm telling you, it's just going to keep picking up even more so into the afternoon. So don't procrastinate. Give yourself enough time. Thanks for joining us this morning on WRAL News on Fox 50. I'm Chris Lovingood.
And I'm Kelsey Coffey. Yes, it is recommended that you hit the road before 10 a.m. or after 8 p.m. So, Chris, what can folks expect as they head out the door?
Yeah, as traffic is picking up, the rain is starting to let down a little bit. We still have some isolated showers, most of which are east of the Triangle. As we go throughout the morning, especially in areas like Lucama and Wilson, areas like Rocky Mount, just seeing maybe a stray sprinkle and another around Roxborough. But that's really going to be it for the next couple hours here. Closer we get to midday, the lower our rain chances become, and temperatures can then start to rise a little bit more. It is sort of a slow climb this morning in terms of temperatures. By the afternoon, we'll be in the upper 50s and lower 60s, so nice and mild ahead of the holiday warm-up. Raleigh 61, same for Sanford, Clinton 60 degrees, Roanoke Rapids 57, South Hill at about 59. But here's the interesting thing about Christmas. We've been talking about this warm up for a few days now. We still expect high temperatures in the mid to upper 60s, which is warmer than Halloween was. Last time that happened was 2023. It's only happened 14 times since 1887. And it's got Santa so happy that he's flossing. Anyways, we're going to show you when winter makes a long-lasting comeback in a few minutes.
That Santa was awesome. Let's give you a live look now at the roads here. This is I-40 at Lake Wheeler Road. We've been keeping our eye out on the roadways throughout the morning. Not too much to tell you about. Just make sure that you be careful out there, as there are a lot of folks headed to their holiday destinations.
Firefighters have been in a house. We're at a house fire over in Wake Forest overnight. What you're seeing is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker. This is on Winter Jasmine Lane. That fire started just before 2:30 this morning, and we spoke to the homeowner, who says everyone is okay. We are working to learn, though, what started that fire.
And a motorcyclist is seriously hurt after a crash in Johnston County. It happened on US 301 at Oak Grove Road near Micro. Investigators at the scene say the crash happened when a pickup truck pulled in front of the motorcycle at the intersection. We're working to get an update on the motorcyclist's condition and whether any charges will be filed.
This holiday season, a Durham family is demanding justice months after a young man was murdered. John Riggins was found shot in his car back in April, and his car was found near the intersection of Cortland Drive and Brighton Road. That's actually just a few houses down from where he lived. We did speak with his mother, and she said that her son deserves justice.
I want them to do their job, to find out who killed my son, get these people off the street, because this could have happened to anyone's child.
We asked Durham police if they have made any arrests in this case, or if Riggins was believed to be the target of that shooting. The department says it does not have any more details to provide right now, as they are investigating.
The time now is 8:33. This morning, people are headed out on the road to get to their holiday destinations. WRAL's Allie Cadlabar is at the Sheets near RDU. Allie, you've been monitoring all the conditions with the traffic and sharing the best ways to avoid heavy traffic.
And most of the travelers we're seeing here at RDU are going straight to the airport, filling up before they head that way. This is actually an area that AAA recommends to avoid because of the high traffic, high volume in this area if you're heading out on hitting the road. Because AAA predicts about 3.3 million travelers on the road in North Carolina. This weekend is expected to be the busiest, and AAA recommends starting your road trip before 10 a.m. and after 8 at night. So we spoke with a traveler from Havelock, North Carolina. She's traveling with her kids. She woke up at 3 a.m. to beat the rush and make it to her 9 o'clock flight.
Traffic here in Raleigh is, it stop and go sometimes. And so, of course, we needed to make it here at least 2 hours before the flight departed, and just I'm always anxious to fly anyway, so getting here and getting settled, that's my goal.
And she did say she didn't see any delays and experience any traffic when she headed out here, but we just know that that traffic is supposed to pick up throughout the day. So again, remember to avoid all of the high traffic areas like the airport and those tourist locations. Reporting in Morrisville, Allie Cadlabar, WRAL News.
All right, Allie, thanks. Something for you to note this holiday season, that gas prices are cheaper this year. Here's a look at those prices across North Carolina. Here in Raleigh, a gallon of regular gas will cost you $2.78. Over in Greensboro, it costs $2.75. And in Asheville, that gallon goes for $2.72.
And we are keeping an eye on flights for you this morning as well. A lot of people heading to the airport to maybe fly out to a destination. Maybe you're picking up relatives that are coming to Raleigh. This is a look at delays and cancellations across the U.S. right now. 909 delays and 58 cancellations. A bulk of those cancellations and delays that we are seeing are in the Northeast because of that winter weather. You can see Boston right now seeing 8 delays. New York City, that's the big one right now, 78 delays. and 5 cancellations there. And then down in D.C., 24 delays, 1 cancellation. If you were heading down south to Miami, 32 delays right now in Miami and Fort Lauderdale combined. A little closer to home here in Raleigh, 10 delays, no cancellations. That stayed the same since about 25 minutes ago when I last checked in with you. But again, if you do have a flight or you're expecting somebody today, expecting family or friends, make sure you check the flight status.
All right, Michelle, thanks. New this morning, the Department of Justice released new Jeffrey Epstein files overnight. This is a live look here at the Capitol building as Congress has left for the winter break. But despite not being in D.C., lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are criticizing the DOJ over the heavily redacted files. That includes more than 680 files of the roughly 3,500 released on Friday. Some documents included a picture of President Trump that were released, then recalled, then released again. Yesterday, the president commented on his friendship with Epstein.
Everybody was friendly with this guy, either friendly or not friendly, but they, he was around. He was all over Palm Beach and other places. The head of Harvard was his best friend, Larry Summers. And Bill Clinton was a friend of his, but everybody was. I actually threw him out of Mar-a-Lago.
A number of Epstein survivors also released a statement yesterday. They are asking lawmakers to take action to enforce the law and compel the DOJ to fully comply.
Voters in some North Carolina counties could have fewer polling places next year. Yesterday, the State Board of Elections approved most, but not all, of the early voting plans. About half of the state is keeping the same early voting plan they had in the last midterms. In 19 counties, voters will have more access to the polls, but in 36 counties, people are going to have fewer options than before. The most controversial plans are still on hold, and we're expecting more debate over them next month.
And happening today, the Durham Rescue Mission is hosting its 48th annual Christmas community dinner. You're getting a live look now at volunteers there getting that dinner prepared. The Rescue Mission is expecting anywhere between 500 and 600 people to volunteer to help serve thousands of people in need across our area. The CEO of the Durham Rescue Mission says they are also preparing to help families make Christmas special.
It just means a lot. It just means that we are very fortunate to have able bodies to be able to come out and give back to our community.
It's a great way, especially with our young children, to kind of show them the real reason for the season, and giving back to the community is really what it's all about.
So you just heard from a couple of those volunteers there. Today's event will include a free traditional Christmas dinner and a clothing and grocery distribution. There will also be prize giveaways and carnival games for kids and families. That event will take place at the Rescue Mission on East Main Street in Durham from 11 a.m. to 2.
Just a heads up, WakeMed has limits in place of visitation because of a rise in some respiratory illnesses such as RSV and flu. Right now, children under the age of 12 are not allowed to visit patients in hospital nursing units, care areas, or waiting rooms. Hospital management says this is so vulnerable patients can be protected and so the spread of illness can slow down.
Flu is definitely surging now in North Carolina. We've seen really sharp increases in flu over the past couple of weeks. Which is tricky coming into the holidays when a lot of people are going to be traveling and gathering.
So far this season, the state reported 11 flu-related deaths, including the first child death. Health leaders say the dominant strain circulating right now is different from last year, and this is raising concerns about just how severe this season could become.
The Powerball jackpot is now at an estimated $1.7 billion after no one won it last night. That's a lump sum cash prize of more than $781 million. It's now the 4th largest jackpot in the game's history. Here's a look at last night's Powerball numbers: 3, 18, 36, 41, and 54. The Powerball is 7 and the Power Play multiplier is 2. You can watch the next drawing live here on WRAL. It's tomorrow night, right before our 11 o'clock newscast.
We do have an NBA on NBC doubleheader that's happening on WRAL tonight. The Denver Nuggets are playing the Dallas Mavs at 8 o'clock. And then the Houston Rockets take on the Clippers. Tip-off is at 10:30, and you can watch also WRAL News. It's still happening at 11, but it'll be over on WRAL News Plus. Your time this morning is 8:40. Unexpected expenses. Some of the latest tech presents come with continuous costs. The subscriptions that could leave your loved one with extra monthly payments.
And weight loss pills, the first non-injection GLP-1 is approved. What we know about this new medication.
And there is a warm up ahead as we're giving you a live look over at Lake Gaston. This morning Gaston, sorry, I'm being silly. This morning we do have a chance of a few light rain showers, and meteorologist Chris Michaels is going to time out when things will clear out and when that warm up will approach.
8:44 this morning. The system bringing us just a few stray showers delivers a decent amount of snow in parts of New England, especially as you go up toward Maine, where they're looking at several inches of it. So as we've been saying all morning, definitely be checking in with your flight status if you plan on heading that way. A stray shower around Wendell, Knightdale, and Zebulon. Another stray shower around Bahama and near Oxford. You also have some rain currently going on in Wilson. And we've got a live look for you at the Wilson Whirligig Park, where they're not spinning too crazy. Thankfully, it's not a gusty wind, but temperatures are in the 40s, and we have some of those stray showers. Once we get rid of the showers, that's when temperatures will rise a little bit more. Midday, we're in the low to mid 50s. Afternoon highs today in the upper 50s and lower 60s.
I mean, if we're going to talk about travel, might as well show you what it looks like outside right now. A live look at I-40 and Airport Boulevard. You can see everybody is buzzing about, taking off, because this is one of those busy days as we are leading up to Christmas Day. So this is the morning, which is probably the best time for you to travel. But as the afternoon approaches, it's going to get busier. Just a reminder, keep us on the radio all morning long, 101.5 HD3.
A court ordered the UNC Rex nurse charged with sexually assaulting patients to take an STD test. 28-year-old Brian Alvarez Ortiz is accused of assaulting at least 3 patients who were under sedatives last month. UNC Rex fired him when they learned of those allegations.
North Carolina will get a piece of a $150 million settlement with Mercedes-Benz. Nearly every state sued the car maker and accused it of marketing and selling cars designed to dodge emission standards. The settlement also opens up customers to more than $200 million in relief. There are tens of thousands of cars on the road that are still not in compliance. Mercedes has to pay for each of them to get repaired.
Now, before you gift that popular electronic device, many of today's hottest tech gifts come with subscription fees. 5 on your side's Ashley Rowe explains the unexpected expenses you should know about.
Consumer Reports says many popular tech gifts offer basic features for free, but may keep their most useful tools behind paid plans.
That's why it's worth considering. Are you giving them a cool gift that's going to cost them in the long run? And are you willing to cover those subscription fees? And if so, for how long?
Take fitness trackers. They give you health data at no cost, but some features consumers might expect to be included, like deeper metrics or premium workout videos, usually sit behind a subscription. When it comes to doorbell cameras, live view and basic alerts might be free, but features like cloud storage, person detection, or package alerts can come with an extra cost. But there are also plenty of models that now include those extras without a paid plan, so Consumer Reports recommends comparing models.
Some video doorbells store recordings locally, so you don't need to pay for a subscription to access your clips. That helps keep ongoing costs down, and not everyone needs the premium features that come with those monthly fees.
Bundles are worth a look if a tech device needs extra accessories. Buying them together might be cheaper than paying for each piece later.
Check whether the gift works with the devices they already have. Some work best with certain phones or home systems, which can save them frustration and extra costs later.
Remember to check the return policy. Many stores will take back an opened gadget during the holiday window, but some may charge restocking fees. Ashley Rowe, 5 on your side.
Federal regulators approved the first pill version of the weight loss drug Wegovy, and this is also the first pill form of any GLP-1 medication approved for weight loss. Until now, those medications have only been available as injections. Novo Nordisk sells a lower dose semaglutide pill for diabetes, but this new version is designed for weight loss and must be taken daily.
And if you fly from RDU, get ready for parking changes next year. The airport says the Economy 4 lot near I-540 and U.S. Highway 70 will close to travelers January 2nd. It will transition to employee-only parking. Airport officials say guests will still have access to their other parking options, including Premier, Central, Express, and Economy 3. Economy 3 is also expanding with 7,000 new spaces opening in phases throughout 2026. The new spaces are part of a $164 million expansion project. The expanded lot features restrooms, vending machines, and EV chargers.
Well, the day before Christmas Eve has a special meaning for Seinfeld fans. I love Seinfeld, very much so. Time for a look at what's trending this morning.
Happy Festivus Day, everyone. December 23rd is the day Seinfeld fans celebrate the holiday invented by George Costanza's dad, Frank. Traditional celebrations include the aluminum Festivus pole, the feats of strength, and the airing of grievances.
Yeah, George Costanza is one of the funniest characters in that show. His dad, even more so. Jerry Stiller, rest his soul. He died not that long ago. But it is just so funny of a day talking about grievances and stuff. I'm working on a social media video here with the people here at WRAL. And we're going to talk about some of the grievances, playful ones that we have that you may find fun. Michelle?
Yes.
Yes, I cannot wait to see that, Chris. All right, look at this. Santa's magical reindeer have been granted permission to enter North Carolina. That means, are you ready? Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner and Blitzen, and yes, if you can recall, the most famous reindeer of all, Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, will be allowed into North Carolina on Christmas Eve. This is a look at Santa from last year, flying around the world delivering those gifts. State veterinarian Mike Martin has granted entry into North Carolina to Santa Claus and his reindeer. He said Santa's reindeer are magical, and we look forward to welcoming them to North Carolina during Santa's trek around the world.
Well, Santa, you are definitely welcome around here, okay? I'm down for a gift or two.
Yeah, I'll take some money toward the mortgage. So,
that part.
Yeah, if Santa could do that.
These grown-up gifts.
I know. I don't think the elves are really working on that, so we'll see. A little bit of Christmas green on Dual Doppler 5000 right now. You got some of those showers more widespread in parts of Wilson County, but moving out of Edgecombe County right now. Just a stray shower that's right on the Sampson-Johnston County line, and a stray shower as well around Oxford. So everything is very isolated right now. It'll stay that way up until about 10 or 11 o'clock this morning. And as we go into the afternoon, we'll stay mostly cloudy up until about 2 p.m. or so. After that, we'll turn partly cloudy. High temperatures, however, upper 50s, lower 60s, so a milder day today. By tomorrow, we're back in the upper 60s. Christmas Eve looking very warm. Christmas Day will be in the mid to upper 60s as well. There's going to be this warm front off toward the north, and so that'll produce maybe a stray shower toward the Virginia state line, but we'll be south of it and on the warm side of things. So the heat miser wins the battle this time around. If we hit 69 degrees on the nose, it'll be our 6th warmest Christmas on record. The warmest was in 1955 when we hit 75 degrees. And you might be thinking or dreaming of a white Christmas. Oftentimes, it's in our dreams. In 2010, 1947, we had snow falling in the Triangle. 1989, we had quite a bit of snow east of the Triangle. And in 1966, there was snow on the ground, but none that was actively falling. I remember in the year 2010, the day after Christmas, there was so much snow. It was a good one for sure. As we head into the weekend, warming up, temperatures near 70. A cold front brings in some rain heading into Sunday night, and then temperatures drop off big time heading into early next week. So it's another one of those weeks where there's plenty going on, plenty of changes in the weather. But let's get to it in your 7-day forecast. So again, tomorrow and Christmas Day, they're going to be quite warm. A dip in temperatures Friday. Initially looked like we'd be in the 70s, but a front comes in from the north and dips our temps. We're back up into the near 70-degree range by Saturday and Sunday, but guys, 20s by next Tuesday morning.
All right, let's go ahead and give you a live look now at I-87 at Smithfield Road. It looks like everything is going just fine there. We know that a lot of folks are hitting the road for their holiday destinations, so just be careful out there. There's going to be a lot of traffic.
And hey, before we go to break, we do want to show you the winning NC Education lottery numbers. They are right here on your screen. And we're going to get you another check on weather and traffic just in case you missed it here a couple minutes ago.